Can you tell? Oh yeah, this is like Aristocats. Hi, honeys. Welcome back to the podcast. I like that little bit at the end. It sounds like the Aristocats. The part where the white cat. Sorry, immediately talking about Aristocats, but the part where the white cat is like on the stage and she's like, there's this weird part in the movie where all the cats are like together and they're like, everybody wants to be a cat, hallelujah. And it's like all these jazz cats. There's like a little racist section as well. Anyway, it's very like old Disney. It's like super weird. And all the cats are like, we fucking love being an alley cat. And then the Duchess, like the cat who is like a very proper fancy Parisian house cat who's like got lost and she's on this thing. She's partying with the alley cat. She's not too cool for the alley cat. She's like, yeah, I'm in it. And then she finds a harp randomly. And then she's sitting there. And this is a kid's movie. This is a Disney kids movie. And she's sitting there and she's like, if you want to turn me on. And she talks about getting turned on in front of her children, by the way, who are there. And all the other cats are like, just fucking foaming at the mouth. I don't know, like coughing up fur balls and fucking jizzing on them. I don't know what's happening. Everyone's freaking out about how hot this cat is. And she's a hot cat. She has like shoulder action. She's playing the harp. Anyway, that sound at the end of the podcast reminds me of when she's playing her harp and being like, turn me on. And then all the cats are like, that was fun, but back to the party. And then they're like, everybody wanted to be a cat. It's pretty sick. Did you hear that Jay Leno got injured? I don't know. Okay, I have a black eye because Cass lore. I'm a medical esthetician and I work at a med spa and I get free treatments. And so I got to do like PRP microneedling. For anyone who doesn't know what it is, they basically take your own blood plasma, they spin it in a centrifuge and then they inject it back into your face and hairline and stuff. And it like helps your face to grow and build collagen, whatever. I got it injected into my under eye and I bruised like crazy. It was actually insane, which is fine. Nothing's wrong with that. It's just a big bruise. But anyway, I have like a big bruise on this side of my face. And then someone told me I looked like Jay Leno because he's just had an injury. And then they were like, asking how he got his injury and I was like, I don't know, did his chin just weigh him down and he fell? Like that's I think the most likely thing. But I can't even be talking shit about big chins because I feel like I have such a big chin I could just fall over at any moment, so that could happen to me too. Who knows? What happened to Jay Leno? I don't know. I still don't know. I haven't seen the pictures. Maybe I'm being really insensitive right now and he's like actually very hurt and I'm like, his big chin fucking made him fall over. Loser. I don't know.
He fell down a massive hill.
He fell down a massive hill? Why was he on a massive hill? What was he doing? Why would you just be a famous late night talk show host on a hill?
60-foot fall.
A 60-foot fall? That's fucked up. That's like falling off a cliff.
He looks terrible.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is he okay? Now I'm worried.
Half his face is like bruised.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Half his face is bruised. Okay. So now I get why I was...
It's 74. And he's an eye patch now.
He's an eye patch? That's sick. That's really sick to have an eye patch. If you're a man...
Like half bruised.
I'm actually very jealous of men because men have accessories that women could never have. Like women could never have a monocle. They could never have an eye patch.
Women wouldn't want a monocle.
Of course not. Women are way too hot.
Who wants a monocle?
To hide them with an eye patch or a monocle.
I mean, you just have one bad eye.
That's the problem, is that women are already so beautiful. Just like the standard everyday woman is so much more beautiful that when you start adding weird accessories, it's not like you don't have to find reasons to be like, oh, look, they're so quirky. Because like men are just, I mean, some of them are great, but you know, men are men. I feel like their face, if you just add stuff, like if you add an eye patch or a monocle, you're like, cool, like character. That's fun. He's going to cheat on me, but in a different way. He's going to cheat on me, but like in a sophisticated way. And he has a library. So that's fun for me. Or he's a pirate, you know. Or more forgiving of like just throwing shit on men, just changing the look, you know. I don't mean to be insulting to men. I think men are very good looking as well. I think Aaron's very good looking. Lots of men are good looking, but
3.
Name 3 Aarons that are better looking than this Aaron. None.
Is he bigger than me?
Is he? It's awesome that you have your shirt off right now too. Great.
You just put pants on.
I know. We together make a full outfit because you're always walking around shirtless and I always have no pants, which is great. Yeah. Just flaps in the wind. Just flaps out. I love it. I love having my flaps out. There's something about it. There's something about being a big lipped lady and just letting those things dangle in your own home.
Air them out.
Yeah. Something about being fully naked is a little much sometimes. Like I do like to be fully naked, but sometimes you're just like, okay, like this is a lot of skin that doesn't feel comfy. But it's great to have like a long shirt and just feel like it's like a hug, you know? But then your flaps are free. Absolutely no restriction on those flaps. But I feel like men are the opposite. Men always want shirts off, dongs covered.
No.
No?
A lot of guy like free dong in it.
It's a lot of stuff that you have there, though. I can imagine it would get like sticky to your legs or something. Would it? No? It doesn't get sticky to your legs?
When it's hot or humid.
Oh, okay. Cool. Interesting.
I like covering it up.
Most men do. I know that you say that there's some men that would like it to just free dong it, to just free dong. Free willy.
Big guys.
Free willy, just the jump over the bridge, the thing, the whale. Anyway, whatever. I feel like most men I've ever known or been in contact with or relation with prefer to have like boxers on when they sleep or like covered up, like not fully nude, you know?
Wrap it up.
Yeah, they prefer to wrap it up. But who's to say? I don't know. I'm not the expert.
I don't like sleeping naked.
I know. Why? Why is it that you guys don't like that?
Personally.
Okay. It's a personal question.
Too much stimulation.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. There's a lot of different skin textures in the area
It's
too.
more like rubbing on the sheets and stuff.
Oh, you don't like the feeling of it rubbing on the sheets?
I like it too much.
Oh, you like it too much. Oh, okay. You little pervert.
Okay.
Yeah, you little sleeping pervert. That's great. That's such an odd thing to call somebody. I will never call you a sleeping pervert again.
Jay Leno lost a fingernail.
He lost a fingernail? Just clean off?
Blasting his wife.
Man, poor guy. Why was he on this cliff? Was he just looking at something? Why did he fall off this cliff? What happened? I'm so worried about this man.
He was trying to go to a restaurant in Pittsburgh.
That always happens to me when I'm trying to go to restaurants. Just Google Maps takes me to the edge of a cliff, chuck right off. Just fall 70 feet, 60 feet, whatever.
He's trying to get down a hill to go to a restaurant.
Oh.
He said it doesn't look that bad. And then he fell.
Oh, so he just like overestimated how much he could walk down this hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
2 years ago, he suffered severe burns to his face and body.
Holy shit. What's wrong with people? What's happening?
I think that was a car crash or something.
Jesus Christ. Okay. This is getting sad fast.
74.
So sad. He's 74 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what you're saying. So he fell 60 feet, but he's 74 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. It seems like you fall a lot when you get older. I'm very scared. I'm very tall. And I feel like when I get old, I'm just going to be falling all over the place. It's going to be like bang, bang, bang all over the town. Just fucking free falling, just woo into the wind. Free falling. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if people who have like famous #1 songs get really resentful of like hearing people sing their song.
Why?
Because everyone's going to sing it worse than you sang it originally. Like, can you imagine making a song where it's like, 'cause I'm free falling. And you're just like, this is it. I know it's it. And the chorus in the back's like, free falling. And then you put it out and you're like, I know that this is a fucking masterpiece. Like, and you can hear it in his voice. He's like, 'cause I'm free. Like, he knows that he did something there, right?
Going for it.
And then now everyone, when anyone ever falls, we just did it. When anything ever happens, it's like the first thing in your head is this, like, it's a jingle now. It's basically, it's no better than like, call 1-800-267-2001 alarm force. Like, it's literally no better than alarm force in our brains because it's just an association thing now. And if you were that guy, you'd be around a bunch of people and people would know that you made the song. And so you'd be around people and they would say like, oh yeah, he fell down. And they'd be like, 'cause I'm free. And you'd be like, ah, like you would never be able to escape it.
What if you wrote the alarm for his jingle?
Honestly, I think you'd be fucking proud of that. I think you'd be fucking proud of that. I think it goes in reverse because Free Fallin' is like, I know I made a hit masterpiece, but then you were probably making it and you're like, I don't even know who sings the song, but you were like, I'm going to be on top of my career. I'm going to make so many more hits. Like, I'm just going to be so fucking famous right now. Like, I'm just fucking free falling.
It's Petty.
It's Tom Petty?
Yes.
And the Heartbreakers?
Yep.
Okay.
Opening track, Tom Petty solo album.
Okay. Oh, solo album. So not in the Heartbreakers, just Tom Petty.
No Heartbreakers.
No Heartbreakers. Heart's intact. Cool. So, okay, fine. Fair enough.
But he stays petty.
But he stays petty. He stays petty about it. But if you're Tom Petty, it's like, okay, fine. You're Tom Petty. But some of the other people who had things. Yeah. He's got other shit going on. But then if you were like a one had. But if you were like a one-hit wonder or somebody who even was like, this is just the start of my career, like I'm getting launched, like I'm fucking going places, you know what I mean? And then you have to hear a bunch of fucking people just mimic your shit all the time and you're like, oh. And if that was your pinnacle of your whole career, you'd be like, fuck, you know? But then in the reverse, if you're like, hey, we need you to write this jingle about this random alarm company, I don't know, can you come up with something? And you're like, yeah, what's the phone number? And then they give you the phone number and you're like, and they just do that for you based on literally your phone number and the name of the company. And it's so fucking catchy. Like that one little thing is so catchy that me at 30 years old remembers hearing that when I was like freaking 5. Mm-hmm. You would be like, I'm a fucking king.
Marineland?
Yeah. Everyone loves Marineland. That's not a clever lyric. Everyone loves Marineland.
Stays in your head forever.
It stays in your head forever. Alarm Force is literally a phone number and the name. Like if I could tell you a phone number right now and a name, you'd forget it in 2 seconds. But I know the Alarm Force phone number. I will never forget it.
What about 1-866 WOW deals?
1-866 WOW deals. Get away for less. Yes.
It's a hilarious number.
1-866 WOW deal. It sounds like the name of like a Vietnamese nail salon. You know what I mean? It's like wow nails, like hot nails. It's like wow deals, you know?
Sexy nails. Charlie Sheen's character in 2.5 Men was a jingle writer.
Really?
And he was very proud of it. He just would noodle at a piano for like 3 to 4 months and then write a banger and then collect a bunch of money.
Sick.
And then bang a bunch of young girls.
Oh, okay. Gross.
Well, as his character.
Like women?
In the show.
He would bang a bunch of young women?
Yeah, like of age.
Okay. It's fine.
They were in their 20s and he was in his 50s. It was
so sick. It was so fucking sick. Jingle writer. And yeah. I'm sure you would love it. I'm sure you would literally feel like $1 million because you're going in with such low expectations as a jingle writer, you know?
But then he was known as the best.
He was the best one.
The best jingle writer.
The best one ever. I love that. I think that's amazing. I think that's something we should all aspire to. Jingles, you know? Or even like that
we
thing.
Should all aspire.
No. Like you should aspire. Not everyone should aspire to this. I feel like some people, but I feel like if you're making a jingle and all you have is like literally a phone number and a name and you're able to come up with 1-866 WOW deals, you know, or something like that. I just feel like you're good at your job. You're like the modern day Mad Men. You know, that's marketing, baby. Mm-hmm. That's great. The thing is, I actually wonder though, how much of that turns into sales. Do people just remember it and they're like, that was awesome? Or it's like
brand recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. It's excellent brand recognition, but
I don't think our intro's cutting it.
You don't think our intro?
We need more catchy.
What do you mean?
1-866 PodCass.
Ooh, nice.
Just steal other ones.
That's good. Yeah, that's true.
Jingle that's so catchy.
Our intro is very like, I love it. I think it's cute. But yeah, we could. Yeah. Come on, 1-866 PodCass. And PodCass for Cass. Yeah. No, that's stupid.
Make it memorable.
Yeah, gotta have something to it. I also remember sometimes there was like those like jingly things, but they were like PSAs for kids. You would also feel sick if you wrote that. Like, don't you put it in your mouth because it might look good to eat, like a muffin or a treat. And then it's not. It's like poison. You're like, don't eat it, kids.
I don't know that one.
You don't?
No.
Oh, maybe that was an Ontario thing. There was like these puppet wannabes. This was back when puppets were hot. Muppets were hot. Everyone was like puppets. And yeah, it was like a song about how you shouldn't put random shit in your mouth.
Did it work?
No, kids are kids. They're going to put shit in their mouth. But it taught kids like how to read like poison labels, which I thought was kind of cool. Like it would be like, not this one. And
Wimmis?
Yeah, maybe it was by Wimmis. I don't know, but it was
for kids.
Wimmis for kids. It was home safety, not workplace safety. But yeah, it was like a little jingle where they were like, it might look good to eat like a muffin or a treat, but you shouldn't put it in your mouth. And I feel like it's a missed opportunity to talk, about blowjobs now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Of course.
Muffin.
Of course. Muffin or a treat. That's why we're all gay. That's why everyone's gay. Because all the little girls were like, muffin? I'm going to put it in my mouth. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't tell me what to do. Because isn't a muffin...
Isn't that straight if a girl said that?
No, because a muffin is a vagina.
No, it's a dick.
No, it's not. A muffin?
Think about the shape of a muffin.
A muffin.
Oh, I was thinking about the shape.
No, just think about like what people call your muffin.
I was thinking about the shape, like the head of a penis.
Fair. There's so many more phallic things out there. It's really unfair.
Like a little chode.
Yeah. It is like a little, oh.
Don't put it in your mouth.
No, like a muffin or a treat. But I think muffin is universally recognized as vagina. That's more of a thing. It is.
I went straight to dick because I'm gay.
Oh my God. You talk about being gay so much.
Talk about your sexual health PSA when you were a kid. You guys were on the craze of writing jingles pretty early on.
Oh, me and Riley?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Riley, shout out Riley, my best friend, who I've known since I was very lucky. I had my best friend who I've known since I was born. We used to come up with a lot of different things. And one of our masterpieces was a song called STDs. And we were like, gonorrhea, herpes, AIDS, you get them when you get laid. And it was like a whole jingle that we wrote in an afternoon, and then we like filmed a music video to it. We had, because we were young, we were like maybe 12, 13. We did have some things in there that weren't STDs, like meningitis. That's not an STD, but or STI, I guess would be the correct term now.
Be careful with it.
Yeah, we said don't have too much fun. You still need to use a condom. Yeah, sexually transmitted diseases. And we're like, STDs, they're everywhere, so be aware. Which, yeah, I think is a great sexual health thing. But I had a lot of, aside from just thinking meningitis was an STD, it rhymed with what I was looking to talk about, which is why we included it. But I had a lot of sexual, like there's blunders when I was a kid. Like I thought things that weren't true. Like I thought, so I know that a lot of times when kids are discovering sex, they their parents have to kind of explain how it works and they don't like fully get it. I remember when I was in grade 3, someone came up to us and they were like, you guys, I know the worst word. And we were like, sick. What is it? And they were like, it's worse than bitch. And we were like, yes. Like so excited. We're like, what is this word? Because we thought we'd heard like all the bad words. And they were like, hump. And we were like, what do you mean? And they were like, it means when you're like having sex. And we didn't even really fully know what sex was, I think. And and you're just like really having like hard sex. Hump. It's a really bad word. And we were like, cool. And so I just thought that hump was like the worst word ever. Like if you're humping, it's really bad. And I took that with me. And then another thing that happened was when I was like 15 years old, my friend and I were at my house and we were talking about anal sex because we were like, how does it work? Like, how does anal sex work? And I thought, and we were talking about gay men specifically, and I was like, I think it works because I think that the like dick just rubs between the butt cheeks. Yeah. And I thought that was just how it happened. Like I thought that the butt was just here and the dick was like rubbing between.
Use the mic
as the butt cheeks. No.
Demonstration.
No, I'm not going to do that. Male comedian. But yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that's what anal sex was. I thought that's how gay men had sex. And so then we were like, she was like, no, it goes in the asshole. And I was like, no. I was like, the asshole is not that big. The asshole is, have you seen the asshole? It's this big. It's a little crushed spider. There's no chance that spider's getting bigger. Big enough to fit a full-size penis. I was like, absolutely not, right? And she was like, no, it is. Let's look it up. So we looked up anal sex, and she was right, obviously. She was right. I know that now. But yeah, at the time I was very much convinced that it was just a lovely, sensual, butt cheek penis rubbing experience for everybody. I was not anticipating that anyone's asshole was accepting a full penis. It's a very sexual episode so far. But yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things you don't know until you know.
What'd you think when you learned this?
I was mortified the first time I saw an asshole open to that length. The first time I saw an asshole being propped open, I was like, wow. And it's so funny because that was, I think, the first time I had ever watched porn, and it wasn't for any sort of like sexual pleasure. It was purely curiosity. And it's just, it would look so weird if anyone had walked in on us, just two 15-year-old girls sitting there like so curious.
Watching gay porn,
being like, interesting. You were right. It's like I should have made a bet on it or something.
Your hypothesis was correct.
Yeah. Crazy when you see stuff for the first time. Angles you never seen. I remember once my mom got me a mirror and she was like, check yourself out. And I was like, okay. And then I did, and I was like, whoa. You know?
You just hadn't before?
No, you guys have all of your stuff like out on the front kind of thing, but it would be like spreading it and checking out your taint. Like it's...
You didn't do that?
No, I mean, for a long time, I didn't understand like how my holes worked. And even my first boyfriend when I was 18 thought I peed and had my period out of the same hole. Like he thought there was just one hole.
How many are there?
Aaron's like, I thought there was just one hole. No, there's your pee hole, your urethra, and then you have your vagina, your vaginal opening, which is a different hole. You know that, right? Did you know that? Did you not know that?
Of course.
Oh, you did? You promise? Okay. You're just fucking with me right now by pretending like you don't know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no.
But then how does sex work? You kind of like rub the penis on the pee hole?
What?
It doesn't go in the pee hole, does it?
Okay, now you're just being silly.
Yeah.
Right? You're just being silly. Okay. Did you used to think that though? Did you used to think it was all the same hole?
No, I was very sexually educated from a very early age.
Oh wow, okay, brag. You were 3 years old just naming parts. Gonads.
Easily.
Got that. I know how anal sex works. That asshole opens right up.
My older brother was a bunch of years older, and then my dad made a big point of like teaching him like a lot of sexual education early on. So then we just kind of got roped in really early, because when he was doing it and he was like, oh dad, it's so embarrassing. But I was at the point where I was like so young that it was like interesting.
Oh, okay.
So I like read his book back to front to back.
That's cool.
His sex book.
Neat. And what did it say about it? It just like said how to do it, or
it described the holes in detail.
Wow. Nice. You look like you're daydreaming about it now.
It said how long you should last.
Nice. 30 seconds on the dot. Yeah. Cool. That's my mom tried to educate me early too on sex. She I remember she wanted me to like learn about all of this early. So she just didn't want me to go to
high hopes for you.
Yeah, she wanted me to be a fucking slut. No, she just wanted me to know about everything, I think, a little bit sooner, because she was scared that I was going to be like at school or at my dad's or something and like not have the information. And I think, you know, being a mom, being on your own and whatever, she was like, it's time. So she took me to the public library, and she went back when you could rent videos at the public library. That's how old I am.
You still can.
Back when people did it.
You still can.
People don't really do it,
You
though.
just don't go to the library.
People don't really rent videos from the library.
Oh my God,
now,
constantly they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Really? Like not old people, young people?
Well, like,
I don't think young people are renting videos from the
people
library.
without Netflix.
I understand that you can still rent videos from the library. I'm just saying this was like commonplace thing to do.
Still is.
You would say?
I'm a libertarian.
Okay. Anyway, in East
Libraritarian.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Good one. Excellent. Top-notch work, Aaron. You should write the next alarm for us. Yeah, we went to the library and she got a video about periods, and I was 8 years old, and she put it on, and there was this 8-year-old girl, so my age, and she was on the video, and she was like, I had no idea what was happening. It seemed like she had been smoking for 40 years. Like, it seemed like she was this haggard old woman as a little fucking kid. She's like, I was in class one day and I looked down and I thought I was dying. And then it goes into talk about how you can be really young and get your period at like such a young age. And she was fucking 8 years old and she just got her period. Like, most people get their periods like 12, 13. This kid's 8 years old and she's like, I thought I was gonna die, and now I have my period. And she's learning cursive writing. Like, she's like freaking so young. Like, this kid is not even at the long division stage of school yet, and she's got her fucking period. And so I was like, I'm 8, I could get my period. And so my mom kind of realized that the movie was a little intense. And then for the next year, I was just constantly checking. I was like, I'm gonna bleed. I'm gonna fucking bleed. I'm gonna bleed any day. So it kind of had I learned a little too much.
How old are you?
I was 8.
When you got it?
Oh, my period? 13.
What was your first one like?
It was weird. I was at my dad's cottage, like Northern Ontario. We had a little septic tank toilet, like it was a little cottage.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked down and it looked like I shat myself, but because it was like brown, but I knew I didn't shit myself, and it was just like a streak of period. And so I called
911.
No, I called my stepmom and I was like, help me. And so she comes in and she's like, oh my God. And she like hugs me and stuff. And I was like, okay, I guess this is my period. And the thing was, I was waiting for my period because that meant I could get my back brace off in a shorter amount of time. Like, once you got your period, it was like
Everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that you get your back brace off after you get your period. Everybody knows.
It was the second part of the video.
Of course. The first part is I was 8 when I got my period, but it meant my back brace was off at 10. But yeah, so I had this back brace because I had scoliosis, and I was waiting to get my period because then I could be a woman and I wouldn't need a crooked back because I could just take a crooked dick. No, but then I could just like,
once I get my period, it's over for you, bitch.
Yes. Pretty much. Me just running and the back brace just flies off.
Like a period commercial.
Yeah, exactly. It's like me playing tennis with the back brace just falling
like
off.
Tampon commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. It's the new pads. Brace yourself for your period. So yeah, I knew that because the nurses at Sick Kids were like, when you get your period, basically that means your spine is like this close to done, whatever. We can like take your brace off in a shorter amount of time. So I was waiting for it. I was excited to get it, but then I came out and it was the worst time to get it. It was like my dad's 50th birthday party and my uncle was there from Australia, and there was just like more men in the house than you like want when you get your period. So I was talking to my man. I was like feeling a little obviously nervous and like shy about it. She got me some stuff. We were fine. And then my dad was barbecuing. He was outside barbecuing, and I hadn't like, she asked me, she was like, can I tell your dad? And I was like, sure. So she told him, and then I was like, okay, everyone knows. And I thought I could just kind of get away with it. And then my dad, I come out to the barbecue and my dad just looks at me, no shame at all, puts his arm around me and goes, you're a woman now, kid. And I was like,
so you want your steak rare?
Oh my God. Yeah. I wanted to.
Extra bloody?
Yeah. No kidding. And I just was like, oh my God, that's the worst thing that your dad could say to you.
And he gave you a noogie?
And also, you are not a fucking woman when you get your period. I was like a little pimple-faced stick bug.
With a back brace.
With a back brace. Yeah.
Back brace.
With a big back brace. Yeah. Ugh, gross. Just an overall just disgusting time. Yeah. Not a woman. Just a tween, early teen, I guess. Early teen, trying to figure it out.
Wish my dad did that to me.
Yeah, you're a man now after you read the sex book?
After I got a pube.
After you came the first time? You're a man now, son.
Just like your dad.
He knocks. He can tell.
He
picks up the sock. He's like, we'll frame this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to his own sock.
Yeah. He brings out his first sock. He's like, I remember my first
He takes off his sock and gives you his sock.
He makes you put on both of them and wear them.
Ew.
It's gross. Stand on your little stage. Yeah. So weird, eh? Such a weird.
He taught me how to shave.
Your dad taught you how to shave?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Neil said he didn't teach him.
Oh, Neil. That's so sad.
He's like, did Dad teach you to shave? I'm like, yeah, didn't he teach you? He's like, no.
Aw, Neil. He got forgotten out of a lot of stuff, eh? He didn't get baptized.
Weird facial hair, too, now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's maybe because he never learned how to shave. He
grows it weird.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't like shaving because he never got taught how.
Triggering.
My mom, okay, this is going to be a lot for some people. My mom actually put in my first tampon. Okay, and I know that sounds weird, but I was a competitive swimmer. I know, cringe. And I had to wear tampons because I couldn't just, like, when you first get your period, a lot of girls wear pads because it's hard to like fucking stick something up there when nothing's ever been up there, except for me. I was a huge whore, so I was used to it. But anyway, if you, no, I'm kidding. But you know, when you are young and if you haven't had anything up there, or even if you had, it's probably like a weird finger from some random guy who's like fucking rooting around in there or something. Like, it's not basically, I feel like nothing going up there at that age has been a pleasant experience, you know, even if you are more sexually active. So most girls, I feel like, use pads for a little bit until they get used to the idea of like putting something up there, because it's like, you're a kid. It's like, it's hard to do. It's hard to just be like fucking blindly sticking shit up there. I, however, because I was a swimmer, was like, I can't go into the pool with my period and I'm swimming like 6 mornings a week. I can't go into the pool with my period and just get out. And it's like a freaking Shark Week. It's like I come out of the pool and I'm just like fucking, they're going to be like, are you okay? Like, I couldn't do it. I had to learn how to wear tampons really quick. So I was really trying to put it in. I fucking could not. Like, I could not find the hole. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't do it. I was crying. My mom's through the door trying to talk to me. She's like, no, just try to do this. And I was like, Mom, I was like freaking out, like could not do it. And she was like, do you want me to come in there? I was like, yes, ma'am. And so she helped me. She helped me put in my first tampon. And then I did every single one after that. But yeah, she helped me do it. It was really sweet, actually. It was really cute. I know it sounds like weird and insane, but I couldn't get it.
Your equivalent of teaching you how to shave.
Yeah. Showing you how to put in a tampon.
Showing you or doing it?
Well, she did it. She did it, yeah.
She grabbed you and did it.
She didn't grab me and do it. Ew. No. She grabbed me. She
didn't bite down on this.
She didn't just throw me on the ground. She came into the bathroom raging, grabbed me, throw me on the floor, fucking
bite down the stick.
Get down there. You're gonna learn. Like, no.
Going in dry.
No. It was a discussion, but I mean, I don't know. It was, thank God that she let me hold a mirror while she did it so she could show me, and then I had to like learn and figure out how to do it on my own. It's hard.
I've done it.
Put my tampon in?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You've also taken it out?
I'm a feminist.
Wow. You just nodded like you were like, good for me. I like that. You were like, I am a feminist.
I barely threw up at all.
Men really hate periods.
Not this man.
I don't really think it's a bad thing, even. Like, I used to be really mad. I'd be like, men don't want to talk about periods. Like, what's their fucking problem? But now I'm like, no, I get it. It's like, it's blood. And like, if you don't like blood, that's rough. Yeah, I don't know.
Tell them about when you were getting your PRP.
Oh my God, yeah. So I was getting my injections that I was talking about, and they were like microneedling and injecting the PRPs, so like a whole thing. And Aaron was in the room with me, and I had like a little pulsing little like vein thing happening, and we were just like, it's a lot of injections in your face, and if you're not used to seeing needles in your face or blood in your face, it's going to be a lot. Aaron was getting queasy to the point where the doctor is a woman and I'm there, and Aaron was just like really not doing well, and she was like, do you need a juice box, which are normally for like the patients when they're not doing well, like after blood draws and whatever. And Aaron was like, yes, please. So like, I'm sitting there, we're doing this whole thing, and then he just can't even look at it, to the point where he needs a juice box. It was very cute. I liked it a lot. It was super sweet. Dudes just don't like that stuff. They're like, it's squeamish. I mean, I feel like anyone can be squeamish, right? But I feel like the blood, women bleeding is like a tough thing for men. And I don't know if that's like I don't know why that is. I mean, I guess it would be weird if you were like, I fucking love when women bleed. Like, I want to see all these women bleed. But yeah.
Don't they block it off when you're giving birth or something?
What do you mean?
Don't they put like a little curtain up or something?
I don't know. I don't know what they do anymore.
In the movies, it seems like your legs are up, and then there's like a blanket over top your legs, and then the guy is like beside your head, so he doesn't see.
I mean, maybe that's just for like shooting purposes. I feel like men see the full meal deal now. I feel like the men see you shit on your baby now.
Shit on it?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
It should be the other way around. The baby should get in the...
The baby's basically coming out on a boat of shit. Unless some women give birth like on their hands and knees, in which case...
Shit on top.
Shit on top of the baby. Shit sandwich baby.
That's fine?
Yeah, open face shit sandwich baby. It's crazy.
Baby melt.
Yeah, baby melt. Absolutely.
The baby doesn't get
a chocolate baby eclair.
Oh my God.
Gross. The baby doesn't get infected? What do you mean?
From shit?
They don't leave it in there and do a ritual with it. Like, they obviously take it away. Like, they're not like, yeah.
I just feel like if it gets in its
Put it in his mouth. See what happens.
Or nose.
Isn't that crazy? No. Obviously, there's so much going on. Like, I think you shit. Some women shit during giving birth, and then some women don't. I think it depends, like, where the shit is in your bowels when you start pushing. And yeah, do you need a juice box? You need a juice box. For sure, you need a juice box. And then they clean it away as it happens. But like, I don't know. I've never seen a birth. These are just anecdotal things that I'm hearing about.
Sounds hard.
Yeah, giving birth sounds like a freaking nightmare. That's also why it bothers me. This bothers me. Okay.
Wouldn't you just opt for a C-section?
What? No, there's so many there's so many reasons why people would either choose a C-section or natural birth or a birth with like pain relieving injections or whatever. There's a lot of different reasons. Some women don't have a choice. Like, they have to have a C-section. Some women do choose to have a C-section. Like, there's a lot of different reasons though that are going to go into why someone chooses to do that, I think. One thing I don't like though is like, men can be squeamish about blood. That's fine. I mean, I still think like men need to get more used to just hearing talk about periods and whatever. But like, if you don't want to see blood coming out of somebody, that I understand, like, whatever. Real ones though will eat you out on your period, and I will stand by that for sure. But if you have a squeamish blood issue, okay, fine, no problem. The only thing there's lots of things I don't like, but the one thing I don't like is that there's this like whole idea and rhetoric around men having this like high pain tolerance and women not, and it's seen in everything. Like, it's such a split in the medical field where I feel like a lot of women's pain isn't believed. I've had this issue at the doctor numerous times. I've had doctors do really weird shit to me, hit on me, say really inappropriate things, misdiagnose me, give me some pills and be like, you're gonna be fine, whatever, and then it was a way bigger issue. So this happens a lot where women do not get believed for the pain that they have in medical areas, like when they go to get medical help or attention. And the thing is, why would women have a lower pain tolerance than men? Why? If you want to go biological, because men love to talk about biology, we are designed to give birth. We're literally designed to give birth. We're designed to grow someone and then push it out. So even if we don't use a uterus for that purpose, it's still going through the cycle of it every freaking month. If you do decide to give birth, like, oh my God, the pain that you have to endure to push someone out of you, of course we have a higher pain tolerance. I work with doctors who work in aesthetics because that's the field I'm in. And there are 2 male doctors who work with us. The rest of the entire company is women, I think, which is great. And we have 1 man on the marketing team. But I love that the doctors will openly say that. They'll be like, oh, for me, it was like an 8 out of 10. So for most women, it would be like a 6 out of 10 in terms of pain. And they will openly discuss that because they're like, yeah, women's pain tolerance is higher. And they see it all the time because they mostly are working with and injecting women. So they know. And yeah, that's my just little rant, because I think obviously, yeah, women have a higher. Have you ever seen a man get sick? Oh my God, it's like the world is over. It's like everything is terrible. I don't do well with it.
I hate getting sick.
I do think women get sick more though. And maybe that's why we're not always believed as much. As like, we do tend to have a lot of problems. Like our bodies are just not functioning correctly or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's the reproductive stuff, or I don't know if it's like something else, but the hormones that we go through, the hormonal changes and shifts we go through month to month or week to week, really, in the cycle. But like, holy crap, like we just have, it seems, a lot of issues sometimes.
Maybe it's birth control.
Definitely. I mean, oh my God, I was on birth control for 10 years. They prescribed it to me because I had acne. They were like, you pimple face bitch.
Your back brace is gross.
Back brace is gross. And you just got your period. So we know you're going to be out there fucking. Take some birth control. Get it together. Get your shit together.
Keep it classy.
Keep it classy. Yeah, I was on birth control before I was sexually active because it was like what they prescribed for. And I'm not even mad at my doctor at all. My doctor's a sweetheart. He was just doing what he thought was right at the time. That was like a thing that everyone was taught. Like, you know, it'll balance out your hormones and it'll clear. It did. It cleared my acne for sure. But it also tricked my body into thinking it was like pregnant for 10 years. And at the end of it, I honestly think it changed a lot over the years and made me quite depressed, brain foggy and weird. Birth control, lots of different the IUD fucked me up real good. Like a lot of it just, it takes its toll on your body. And I don't know. It just seems like people are so fucking sick of hearing about it. Like I feel like even the first part of this episode is like, you know, it's fun and light or whatever. And then you start talking about shit like this and there's so many people, so many men who roll their eyes because they just don't want to hear about it. And it's like, okay, we'll just keep fucking suffering on our own, I guess. You know, this is a shit part that you talk about it and then you're just, oh, another woman talking about her fucking problems. It's like, oh my God, you know, when can we talk about it?
A podcast.
Yeah, that's true. On my own podcast, I can say whatever the fuck I want, even if it's not funny or interesting to anyone but me. That's allowed.
That's good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird.
Talk about blood and shit.
Talk about blood. We hit blood. We hit shit. We hit anal.
We did.
We hit jingles. The quadfecta.
That's it.
That's all I want for my life. Yeah. Blood and then cum and then shit is Neapolitan ice cream. The most disgusting Neapolitan ice cream you could ever have.
Everything you can find in my underwear.
I just think in colors. Isn't that what Kanye West said? Sounds or colors or something.
He's a synesthesia.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he is.
He does that?
I think he has it.
Or he hears colors like Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah. Here's colors. So weird. Senses are so weird. I wish I could just crack open everyone's little brain and just see what their little pattern is. You know? How they're thinking. How it works.
That'd be a good superpower.
Mm-hmm. But then that would be overwhelming. It would be overwhelming to be able to just see how people are thinking all the time. But it would probably
like read their thoughts or read their thought patterns.
Maybe thought patterns and processes more than just their thoughts. Because I think a lot of people have thoughts that aren't their own, like intrusive thoughts or just thoughts that are there because of something that happened and they go away and they're not actually how the person like thinks and feels most of the time. The crazy thing is that how we think and then how we act and feel, they could be quite different things. Like just because you think something or have a thought doesn't mean that's like what you believe, you know, that's what you think all the time. That's true. That thought could be like a conjuring up of a lot of different emotions of like jealousy or rage or, you know, all of these things. And sometimes you could even say that thought. And that's the scary part is that you could say it and it could be received by other people, but it might not be what you believe or how you actually feel more than in that moment. And that is, weird because a lot of those things, like if you do vocalize those thoughts, if you do kind of just get them out there, then you're kind of building a persona around these things that might not have anything to do with you. But then that's how other people are going to perceive you because they're going to be like, oh, that person said this, they did this, they said this, they did this, they said this. And people are going to put that perception on you. I saw a quote the other day. I don't know who the quote is by, but it was like, if you don't tell the world who you are, the world will tell you who you are. And yeah, I mean, I think that's so true. Like if you have a strong like core belief system about who you are and you kind of put that out into the world and embody that, even when your thoughts are not aligning with you or not like feeling like they're supposed to, that's when I think, you know, you'll have a really kind of clear vision of who you are and where you stand in the world. You'll attract people who like that person, and that will also reinforce who you are because who you've kind of made yourself to be, what you believe, what you're putting out there is now being responded to by other people, is being perceived as that by other people. And then you just kind of create like a very kind of comfy place for yourself, I think. Maybe not comfy all the time, but you have people who you feel like get to know you and the you that you kind of want to be. I think the scarier one is where you have these feelings and maybe these beliefs about yourself, and then you also have, unchecked rage or deep sadness or insecurity or just other things that kind of manifest themselves in conjuring up these thoughts that could be like paranoia or anxiety or any sort of like mental health issue that makes you think a certain way. And then that's what ends up coming out and what you end up saying because it's so distressing to you. And then that's how you end up being perceived by the world. And that could be as a very mean person or a very sad person or, as somebody who is going to kind of say something like jarring at any moment, can't be trusted, and that's kind of scary. And that's where I think a lot of us get to this place where we don't know where we stand with people or we're nervous. And it's so sad because I think it's not always based on who we actually are and who we want to reinforce that we are. It's based on other things. It's based on what could have been a fleeting thought or what could have been a fleeting moment or just like a day of feeling shitty or sad or rageful or whatever has now become kind of a more intrinsic part of who we are because we've included other people in the world in it. Or we've even included it in our own self-perception because other people are like, you did this, you said this. We see how people are responding to us and we go, I must be this type of person. All of a sudden we're taking in all that information and it is changing our thoughts and our belief systems about ourselves. And that's so scary. It's so scary, but so hopeful because like you could go either way with it. I've been feeling that a lot lately. It's the scary stuff where when your thoughts don't feel like yours, you can get really paranoid. And then you start to kind of project that on other people, even if you don't want to. So we should all go back to our roots. We should all watch dick ass rubbing videos. That will remind us who we are, what we really think, because what we really think is that anal is not fully going in the hole. It's something completely different. It's gentler. It's softer. My perception of anal is that, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Nice.
Would
you like to do one question?
Yeah, let's do a question. We'll chat about it.
Yeah, just at least get one in. Pick one.
Get one in.
Get it in.
Question time. It is question time. We are going to do at least one question here. This one's from Jordan from Toronto. Thank you so much for your question. I really appreciate it. I will do my best to answer it and give some advice, hopefully. Okay, financial differences in a relationship. My partner and I come from very different financial backgrounds. I'm a big saver while they tend to spend impulsively. It's becoming a source of tension, especially as we start to talk about moving in together. How do we align our financial priorities? Good one.
Good question.
Thank you.
Relatable.
Yeah, you relate to that for sure. For sure. I'm the impulsive spender, 100%. I love a trinket. I'm a consumer. I love to consume. Oh, I love it when someone markets things to me. I'm like, this was curated just for me, I love it when I look at my little phone. I love it at the end of the day. I love when I'm feeling fucking and I just look at my little phone. I actually hate it. It ruins my life. But I love looking at my little phone and I love being sold a little fucking thing. A little towel or like a little just cute little clock or something. It's so fun. So I do relate to your partner, maybe, who tends to spend impulsively. But I think there's definitely things that you can do about this. And I think the financial backgrounds is a great point, but I also think it's just like spending habits. Like financially impulsive people don't always have like stable financial backgrounds, right? Sometimes they spend impulsively to their own detriment, like even when it doesn't, do them any good and they have no more money kind of left and they go into debt. I've definitely gone into debt before and it's not fun. Not serious debt, but some, and I know that can be scary. And I think it's really beneficial actually to have a partner who's more of a saver and more of a spender together if they can both kind of come to a happy medium. Because I think the person who spends impulsively probably also makes fun decisions, like is a little bit more kind of fun with money. And that's not something that is necessarily great, all the time. But I do think it's something that's helpful because like we get one life and sometimes it's okay to just have a little fun and get the fun thing or do the fun thing. The person who's the saver though is probably going to be kind of the backbone of the relationship a little bit in terms of the financial goals and things that you want to achieve. And I know that it, can become a source of tension when one person's like, I really like spending my money this way. And the other person's like, I really like saving my money. And this is really important to me. I think it has to come from a conversation, multiple conversations where both of you talk about where you see yourself in the future. Because if your partner sees themselves, with a house eventually or with, more assets than you have, like, I don't know how financially well off you are right now, then they're going to need to fucking stop buying shit on Amazon. They're going to need to chill with the Amazon spending a little bit. And I think they will realize that if you kind of outline your goals. Like if you're like, bitch, you want a house? Yes. Okay. Then we're going to have to like save a little bit. And that's something, maybe don't say that way. Don't be like, bitch, you want a house? You could be a little more gentle with that. But I think approaching it with, some calmness and just being like, hey, I just really want to talk about where we want to be at. I don't want you to completely change. I don't want me to completely change. I just want us to like work together. I think any issue, whether it's financial or otherwise in a relationship, always works better if the couple looks at the issue as an outside thing, like outside of themselves, and comes together to work to fix it. Like, I don't know, Power Rangers like coming together against like an evil force. Like the evil force can't be within everybody. It has to be outside of you, because conversations where one person believes something or has a fundamental value and then the other person has a different one or opposite can sometimes come out as that you're attacking the other person and the other person is bad. Their way of living is shitty. They suck. They, whatever. And I know that you might not use those words, but that's how it comes across to the other person because it feels like they're being attacked. And then it's really easy for them to then get defensive and then attack your way of living and to be like, oh, you only want to save grandpa and like come, like you can easily turn this into multiple fights. And obviously if there's some tension, maybe there have been already, but I think if you sit down with them and you say, look, I want to have a really long, beautiful life with you. I want to figure out ways where we can have fun and spend money in a fun way when, we need a little break or a little treat or, a cute little thing or a cute little vacation. But I also really want to save because it's really important to me that we have ourselves set up for the future, that we have ourselves, kind of good to go in that way. So, I always say anytime you bring up a relationship issue, if the person you're talking to is the one who spends more, you start with something about yourself. You can be like, I know I have a tendency to fucking save every little nickel, diamond, penny. And that can be frustrating sometimes. I appreciate that you like to have fun and spend impulsively sometimes to maybe that your partner buys nice gifts for you or buys fun things sometimes. You can tell them how you appreciate that side of them, the spontaneity, the impulsivity. But you want to find a way for both of you to kind of come to a happy medium on this, which will involve potentially reining in some of the impulsive spending and also maybe loosening up for you a little bit as well. And I think you guys looking at it as an outside issue and tackling it that way is the perfect way to go forward. Because if you're thinking about moving in with them, it sounds like you're really excited to spend time with this person and that you really like them or love them, or both, hopefully. And if you do like and love them and want to be with them, then, make this issue outside of you guys and, take responsibility for maybe the times that you're not great with those conversations as well. Open it up and create like a safe place for both of you to be able to chat about this as an issue that is separate from who you are as people. Yeah. And I think that's kind of the best way to do it. And then, if going forward after these conversations, they are impulsively spending on things that maybe you discussed they wouldn't impulsively spend on anymore, you just kind of gently remind them that like, if you want to save for these other things and stuff, that's something we're going to have to watch and that it's important to you, just expressing that it's important to you, and that you love them and that you just really want a life together that both makes you happy is great. And if they love you as much as you love them and you come to this way, then I think there's no chance that they won't respect that. And you both can kind of find a fun little happy medium. Yeah.
Good advice.
Thank you.
Good advice.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's nice. Good job.
Yeah. We started with almost no advice, just jingles, but I'm glad that we got to an advice place.
Please ask more questions.
Yeah, thank you so much for your question. That's a great question. And we have an email, askthepodcass@gmail.com. And if you want to email in any questions, I would absolutely love to hear them. That would be a delight. I think that's everything for today. Thank you all so much for listening. If you could like and subscribe, that would be so nice. I would love it so much.
Rating.
And if you could rate it, that would be great. I hope I didn't offend anybody and that you like it. Please love me. That's all I want. No, we're going to keep doing these. We're going to keep figuring more and more things out. So if you want to follow the journey of us kind of learning how to do a podcast and, be there for the ride, I would love that. I would really appreciate it. And ask questions, please, 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 please. Because it's the backbone of the pod. So appreciate you all. I hope you have a great night. Bye, honeys. Ready? Sexy cat. Sexy cat. Duchess.